What is up, guys? Emmanuel Jones back here with another NFL record prediction, and this time I'll give you my record predictions for the Cleveland Browns in 2021, give you my thoughts to see which matchup is good for the Browns, and give you my thought which matchup that's bad for the Browns. So before I give you my NFL predictions for the Cleveland Browns, make sure you do put the thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below this on what you think the Browns' record will be in 2021. Do you think they're going to win the division? Do you think they're going to make it into the playoffs and be a wild card team? Or do you think they're going to make that jump into Super Bowl territory? Or you think they're going to regress a little bit or miss the playoffs? So, anyways, we're going to get started. So, week 1, they have to play against the Chiefs. I actually had the Chiefs win this game but I feel like it's going to be very close though because, both offenses are really built, to scoring points. But I just feel like the Chiefs are the better team. They have the better quarterback and a better coach, and they're at home. And I think they're going to find a way how to control time possession, and they'll find a way to control the clock game. So that's why I think the Chiefs win week 1. Now, week 2, they got to play the Texans. Obviously, that's an easy win for the Browns because I just don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be able to play. Is going to play for the Texans, which I believe the Texans are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year without their superstar quarterback. But now we don't really know who their quarterback is. So I guess that leads to an easy win for Cleveland. So I guess they have the better quarterback, they have the better coach, they're at home, and they're just a more talented team. So yeah. And also, their offense is going to be able to score some points on the Texans defense because the Texans defense is not as good as it used to be. Their offensive line is pretty weak. And I think the Browns' defensive line can take advantage of that. So, yeah. And I believe that their offense is going to So I believe the Browns will have a field day again that day. Now, week 3, they have to play versus the Bears. Obviously, we don't really know who the Bears quarterback is going to be. Whether it's going to be Justin Fields or Andy Dalton. But it doesn't really matter which quarterback is. I still have the Browns win because they're just a better team. And plus, I don't trust a rookie quarterback on the road, especially against a really good defense like the Browns, which Now, the Bears secondary is very weak, and I think the Browns, receivers, their weapons are going to have a great day. With Jarvis Landry and OBJ and Austin Hooper, David Njoku, that's going to be too much. So, yeah. So, the Browns have the better quarterback, better coach. They're at home. They're just the better team overall. So I feel like the game is going to be closer than it will be. But if it's Justin Fields, I think it's going to be close, though. Because Justin Fields likes to be in big games. But if it's Andy Dalton, I think it's going to be like a blowout. Next game, they have to play versus the Vikings. Now, this is a road game for the Browns. But you know what? Minnesota is usually a tough place to play at. Man, this is a tough one. I want to say the Browns win this game because they're just a better team. But I feel like that both defenses are built to win. And both offenses are built to win as well. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to come back to that one. So, now they got to play the Chargers. This is another tough one. Now, Justin Herbert is going to be a challenge because Justin Herbert's that good, and I believe the Chargers will be a playoff team. But you know what? This game can barely go either way because we can see the Chargers win this game because in LA because a California team is usually a tough place to play at though. But I know it's in LA, but I'm gonna go with the Browns because I just think the Browns are just the more talented team, and I just really think that the defense is gonna give Justin Herbert some fits and all that. So yeah, they also have the corners to cover the Charger receivers with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, and they also have the really good front seven who can find a way to like slow down Austin Eckler and all that. So yeah, but I think this game's gonna be super close. But the Chargers can barely pull off an upset. But I just think the Browns find a way to win. Now next game they have to play versus the Cardinals. Now this is a rematch though. But you know what? I feel like this game right here is gonna be super close. But you know what? I like the improvement that the Cardinals did this offseason. Adding AJ Green and improving, upgrading that front seven to get JJ Watt. And also replacing the cornerback position with Malcolm Butler. I think the Cardinals did make a lot of improvement. This little improvement this offseason. They improved in the draft, so yeah. But I feel like this game's gonna be a shootout, high-scoring game. But you know what? Since it's in Cleveland, I'm going to go with the Browns here because I just think the Browns are just a more talented team. They have the better coach and better quarterback. They're at home, but I think I can say the quarterbacks are about even. But I kind of feel like Baker Mayfield is going to get his revenge. I feel like Baker Mayfield is going to get his revenge on Kyler Murray because, he lost to him last time in 2019. So, yeah. So, I think the Browns, I feel like they're going to have a field day. So, yeah. And I just feel like, and also they have the corners, to cover the receivers of DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, AJ Green. So, yeah. So that's why I think the Browns will win. Also, I just think that their defense, their front seven is going to give Kyler Murray some issues. So, yeah. But it's going to be closer than we expected. But I think the Browns find a way to win. Now, next game, they have to play the Broncos on Thursday night. Now, this game right here is going to be very interesting, though. But you know what? I'm probably going to go with the Browns here because I just think the Browns are just a more complete team. And I feel like they have the better quarterback and more stable at the quarterback position. And they just have better coach and they're at home. So, yeah, but that can totally change my mind because if they get Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson, I can barely switch sides here and pick Denver to win because they're a pretty good, talented team. But the Broncos are weak on the quarterback position. So that's why I think the Browns find a way to win that game. Now, next game, they have to play against the Steelers. Obviously, I think the Steelers are a bad matchup for the Browns because, we saw that the Steelers, they played against the Browns. But when they played against the Browns, early in the season, Big Ben had his best game. But you know what? I think the Browns are going to find a way to win at home versus Steelers because the reason why is that they really showed us in that playoff game how they really can expose the Steelers defense, and it also showed us that they can really find a way to like stop the Steelers offense and give Big Ben a ton of issues. But you know what? I feel like the Steelers are going to regress this year because their offensive line is very weak. Their defense has some losses like Bud Dupree, Mike Hilton, Steven Nelson. So I don't know how well they're going to be good on the defense. So yeah, so I think the Browns are the better team overall, and they have the better. They're at home, and I just think Baker's the better quarterback than Big Ben. So yeah, that's why I think the Browns find a way to win. Now they have to play versus the Bengals week. They have to play versus the Bengals week 9. But you know what? This is like an either way type game. But you know what? I think the Bengals split with you guys because we know last year that you sweep them last year. So I'm gonna say that they beat you guys once because of Joe Burrow and the talent they have. I like the Bengals offensive additions. So yeah, that's why I think the Bengals are gonna win the first game, and I have them win the second game as well because I just think the Browns are the better team, better quarterback, better coach. They're at home. Yeah, so that's why I think the Browns are gonna win that game. The next game, week 10, I think they have to play versus the Patriots. You know what? I think this game's gonna be exciting, but you know what? This game can barely go either way because both of these two teams, they're both built defensively to win games and built offensively to win games. But the Patriots could be weak at the quarterback position, rather it's going to be Cam Newton or Mac Jones. But you know what? I feel like this game's going to be super close. But, Patriots can barely pull off an upset because they have the defense, to slow down the Browns' offense. and they have the corners to match up well with the Browns receivers as well. But you know what? I don't trust a rookie quarterback playing versus an elite Browns defense. So, I know it's in New England, but I'm going to take the Browns because they're just a better team overall. And I just believe Baker is just a better quarterback than Cam, in my opinion. So I feel like it's going to be a shootout and a high-scoring game. So, yeah, that's why I think the Browns will win. Now, next game, that's play versus the Lions. Obviously, I think they'll beat the Lions because I just believe the Lions are going to be one of the worst teams in the league because they lost their franchise quarterback. And I'm not a big believer in Jared Goff, so yeah. So I just think Baker Mayfield is just better than Jared Goff, in my opinion. So yeah. So I think the Browns are going to get their revenge on Jared Goff because they lost to him last time when he was on the Rams. So I think that the Browns defense and the Browns offense have a big game that day. So there's no question in that, so yeah. Then you have to play against the Ravens. Now they got to play back-to-back Ravens games. So they have to play the Ravens the first game. The first time they have to play the Ravens, which is in Baltimore. So I think they're gonna lose to the Ravens the first game because Lamar, because the Ravens, they're at home and all that. So yeah, and then they get a bye week. And then after the bye week, they gotta play the Ravens again. So I think they beat the Ravens the second time. So yeah. Then you have to play versus the Raiders. Now, this is a very interesting game, though. But you know what? I feel like this game could be an either way type game because I know the Raiders won that game last time without OBJ, but I believe OBJ is going to play in this game. But I'm probably going to take the Browns to win because I just think the Browns are just a better team and have the better coach, and they're at home. So, yeah. And I just think Baker's better than Derek Carr, in my opinion. So, yeah. But I feel like this game's going to be super close. I mean, Raiders can barely pull off an upset because Derek Carr is usually the best quarterback in the game. But I just don't think the Raiders are very good this year. I mean, I don't think their defense is that good, but their offense is okay. But I just think that the Browns, have the weapons on offense, to expose that Raiders defense and expose that Raiders secondary. Because I don't really think they have the corners to match up well the receivers. So yeah, that's why I think the Browns easily win. Now next game they have to play versus the Packers. Now this game can barely go either way though. Now this is on Saturday day. This is on Saturday on Christmas Day. But you know what? But this is on the Aaron Rodgers situation. Now we don't really know who the Packers quarterback is because if Aaron Rodgers is not on the team, I mean I'll just pick the Browns. If he plays this game, then I'll pick the Packers. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Packers just for right now, but that can totally change my mind on if Aaron Rodgers is gonna be the starting quarterback for the Packers or not. I'm just gonna say that the Packers are gonna win for right now until something changes, but that can totally change my mind if Aaron Rodgers leaves the Packers. So yeah, so the Packers have the better quarterback. They have a better coach. They're at home, and they're just the better team overall. And I believe the Packers do have the pass rush and the corners, to slow down the Browns offense and, to cover the Browns receivers as well. So yeah, but if it's Jordan Love versus Baker Mayfield, then I'll go with the Browns. Because I don't really know if Jordan Love is going to be the franchise guy or not. I'm probably going to say he's not. So that's why I think, the Packers find a way, to win that game, though. As long as Aaron Rodgers stays, then I believe the Packers find a way to win. All right, they got to play the Steelers, but this is a very tough game, though. I could see it going either way, though, but man, I want to say the Browns can beat the Steelers twice. I don't know. I'm going to say you lose to the Steelers second time because I believe that the Steelers, they always play the Browns tough and, they always own the Browns for years and all that. So, yeah. So I feel like the Steelers defense is going to have a big game that day. So I feel like that, they'll find a way to slow down the Browns offense and all that. So I think, but as long as the Steelers can protect Big Ben and he plays well, then I think they'll be competitive and find a way to win. So yeah, that's why I have the Steelers winning. Now I gotta go back to week 4, decide if they're gonna beat the Vikings or not. You know what? I'm probably gonna say they're gonna lose to the Vikings because I just don't know why. I mean, I just feel like the Vikings, have an improved defense, and I believe they're gonna be a playoff team this year because of the improvement they got. So I think they do have the corners, to like shut down, the Browns receivers. I mean, you got Patrick Peterson, Mackenzie Alexander. So yeah. So I think the Vikings did upgrade their corner position, to like slow down the Browns, to like cover the Browns receivers. And I think they upgraded their front seven, to like slow down the Browns run game, with Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and all that. But I think it's going to be a shootout and a high-scoring game. But I think it's going to be close, though, because we can see the Browns win this game, though, because their defense can really, really give Kirk Cousins a tough time. But I just feel like the Vikings are going to win because they're just at home. So, yeah, that's why I think the Vikings win. So, overall, I have the Browns at 11-6. I mean, with 3-3 in their division, 8-4 in their conference, 9-0 at home, 2-6 away. I mean, that's, you can say that away is not bad, but home games with undefeated at home. So I think the Browns can win every home game they want. Because when you look at their schedule, I feel like their schedule is very tough because, they have to play the Chiefs, they have to play the Vikings, they play the Chargers, they play the Cardinals. They play the Steelers twice. Then they play the Patriots. They play the Ravens twice, and they play the Packers. Like, man, this is a hard schedule now. Because I'm going to say the Browns are going to have to at least pull off a win here if they're going to win a division. But, I kind of have them around behind Baltimore for just right now. But that can totally change. But the reason why I have them behind Baltimore is because I just think the Browns have a tougher schedule than the Ravens. So, yeah. So, I believe that the Browns are going to be in the playoffs once again. And they could make that jump into the AFC Championship game. And I can see this team winning the Super Bowl this year. With an improved defense this year, it's going to get them to the Super Bowl. They could have the best defense in this division. So, yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But Baker Mayfield could be the question. But I don't think he is, though. So, yeah. So, that's how I see it as the Browns for right now. So I just think that, I could say you could easily sweep the Bengals like you did last year, but I just don't think that's going to happen because I think the Bengals improved they improved the talent on offense. So, yeah. And I'm not going to say they're going to sweep the Steelers because I just feel like that the Steelers they're talented on both sides of the ball. And I just kind of feel like, the Steelers play you guys tough and all that. So, yeah. And, I'm not going to say you're going to get swept by the Ravens this year because, I know they almost beat them last year, but I don't think that's going to happen again. So I think you're going to split with them this year. So, yeah, 11-6 is my record for the Browns. So just let me know in the comment section below on what you think your prediction for the Browns is. Do you think I'm right or do you think I'm wrong? You know why I'm right. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Alright, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Mayon Jones from The Big Fan. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.